What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And for today, continuing with the artisanal Ensar Oud sampler theme, I have for you guys none other than Oud Yusuf. Now, this is a sampler of the oil, not the pure perfume. However, both the oil and the pure perfume are available on the website, with the pure perfume actually running low. Now, I am going to profess by saying that I have a very strong bias towards Oud Yusuf. It's one of my favorite offerings from Ensar Oud. However, I do not personally have it. However, that's the second however, by the way. What I do have is Musk Yusuf in the full bottle. And I'm going to get into why I opted for the Musk Yusuf iteration over the Oud Yusuf momentarily. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get over reading the musings and the notes of the Ensar Oud website just because it is short. And then we're gonna go ahead with the experience, and I'm gonna compare both of them to you guys and walk you through why I chose Musk Yusuf over Oud Yusuf, even though this video is about Oud Yusuf. Now, it is late at night as of the time of this recording. However, as per tradition on this channel, do feel free to grab your favorite beverage or cafe as I usually would. I'm gonna opt out for having a coffee right now. I've just had 3 double espressos this morning and 3 double espressos in a business meeting in the afternoon. So I know for a fact I'm not sleeping tonight, okay? So I'm not gonna overdo it, but feel free to pause the video, grab your coffee or favorite beverage, and we'll get going momentarily. So, with that said, let's get started, you guys, with the Oud Yusuf musing. So this is off of the Ensar Oud website. So the lilacs and lilies, those notes of honeydew and apricot, the sumptuous melange of oud, resin, flowers, and fruit has made Oud Yusuf one of the most beloved ouds ever. Anybody who knows something about oud knows Oud Yusuf. If there was ever an oud that was made to be turned into a perfume, it would be Oud Yusuf. If there was ever an oud perfume worthy of that title, it's what you've got here. Actually, after a spritz of Oud Yusuf, anyone who's tried a bunch of oud perfumes wouldn't know what hit them. The oud note in all these perfumes is courtesy of cheap fermented Laotian ouds, or the even cheaper artificial concoction shared by nearly all of them. Instead of the dark oudy image those are about, Oud Yusuf is pretty, delectable, a sweet woodiness that once you've smelled it, you know what all the praise is about. As far as I'm concerned, Oud Yusuf is my first oud perfume. Other perfumes may have contained oud, often copious amounts of it, but the oud was used to complement a theme built around musk or iris, tobacco, or blue lotus. But in Oud Yusuf, the auxiliary aromatics and botanicals all serve to serenade the star of the show, oud. This exclusive edition jams those lilac-y apricot chords along with rose and a gourmand chef's favorite spices into a bottle of what must be one of the most beautiful perfumes. Okay, so you guys, this is the musing off the website. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is open the little sampler. And remember again, this is the oil, not the pure perfume. So it's gonna be more concentrated compared to the pure perfume. Nonetheless, you'll get a sense of what is really going on here. And just making sure. Okay, so first off of the opening, you get this very antiseptic apricot jam touch to it. And yes, it has this orangish hue to it, honeydew-like, but it's the apricot jam note with the antiseptic is what does it for me. My God, it's like Zen mixed with gourmand, delectable deliciousness. You get a lot of that resinous touch in here. It feels resiny. It's again oranges, thick, sticky, gooey deliciousness. There's also definitely this floral touch to it, but it's not like a jasmine or rosy touch. Something different, kind of like an orange flower that's thick, aromatic, and just heavy in the way it carries itself. This oud is just wow. The apricot note in here, you guys. It smells like an apricot jam, but if you've also opened a bag of dried apricots, that's what you get in here. But you also get this very sweet touch to this. It's gorgeous. You know what? I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on the bottle because they're running low on this. I'm gonna do that before I post this though, so you guys don't end up buying all of them. Oh man, my bank account is screwed at this point. Wow. Whew. Okay. So yeah, antiseptic apricot jam with a touch of honeydew, resin, and beautiful, beautiful orange flowers with an orange hue. And it's sticky. You get the sticky feel to this. Okay, so this is really Oud Yusuf in a nutshell. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous oud. It's one of my favorites out of the house, and I just love it to death. Okay, now in terms of how are you going to wear this? Again, the oud, generally speaking, and a standalone oud like this is not really meant for attention grabbing, okay? It's not meant for compliments, and it's not because it smells bad or it's not really exotic and out there. Not at all, not by any stretch of the imagination. This, however, is designed more for relaxing and meditating, okay? A lot of the ouds have that medicinal, calming, restoring effect, okay? And it's, again, as with a lot of the ouds I've talked about here and a lot of the offerings from Ensar Oud, this oud is for meditating. This oud is for resting. This oud is for relaxing. This oud is for reflecting, okay? And this is what you're really gonna be using this for, okay? Personally speaking, I use this when I go to the gym, more in the Musk Yusuf formulation, which I'll get into in a bit. But I use it while going to the gym. I find especially that I do heavy compound lifts and I do get a bit anxious and my mind races because I know I'm about to hurt myself. So this oud, as its vapors waft toward my nose, has a very calming effect, okay? It helps you slow down so I can go through the lift in a more focused way. So that's one of the ways I personally use it. I also do use it as I go into a sauna and a steam room. It helps me a lot with relaxing. It helps me while I sit there and recuperate and recover from my workouts. So for me, this is what Oud Yusuf is about, okay? It's about having a restorative effect. It's about relaxing. It's about healing, all right? So that's what I personally use it for and I recommend using it for. In terms of seasonality, again, with a lot of these antiseptic ouds, I would say that this is an oud you can use across the seasons. However, because of its orange huish, honey dew, resinous, jammy apricot touch, it has this sort of happy vibe to it, okay? So it's definitely something I recommend using more during the autumn and winter, just because when you're hitting those winter blues and seasonal changes, it's gonna help uplift your mood. It is such a happy oud, and I'm not familiar with any other ouds standalone or in pure perfume form that have this effect on my mood, okay? A lot of ouds tend to be very woody, foresty, or have animalic facets to them, or have incensey facets. This one is just pure happiness, okay? In a sticky, resinous honeydew, delightful, delectable, almost gourmandish apricot jam tone to it. Note, not tone, my bad. So it's very happiness inducing in its facets and qualities. So this is why I recommend it during the winter blues. However, you're not gonna go wrong with wearing it across the seasons. It's so versatile and it's so adaptable to the seasons and the weather you're gonna be in that you're gonna be happy with it regardless. Okay? In terms of time of day, again, very versatile. You can wear it any time of the day, morning, afternoon, or evening. Whenever you feel like relaxing, taking it easy, or recharging, just put it on. You will not regret it. I, generally speaking, work out early in the morning. That's when I typically would apply it. So can't go wrong with that. But if you're about to wind down for the day, relax, and kind of slow down before you go to bed in the evening, again, you won't go wrong with applying it on. Now, in terms of attire, okay, again, think relaxation, restoration. So however you choose to relax or you restore yourself, that's what you dress for, okay? So it depends on the occasion. Now, I personally restore by going to the gym or by going for a sauna or a steam room. So this is my way of relaxing, believe it or not. Being actively relaxed. And I wear gym clothing that are good fitting, a bit relaxed, stretch within them. Now, I have a friend of mine who relaxes by playing golf, okay? Golf stresses me out, okay? I don't like it. It's just too much time hitting a ball with a tire iron into a gopher hole. Not my cup of tea, okay? But for him, he loves it. So in that occasion, if he's relaxing, clearing his mind, because that's what golf does for him, he would apply a little bit of this and wear golfing clothing. If your idea of relaxing is staying home and just lying on the couch, reading a book or watching Netflix, so you're gonna wear your lounge wear and you're gonna lay back, kick it back, and relax, okay? So it really does depend on the context you're in, how you choose to relax. Just apply it and wear what you like in that context. Now, is this feminine or masculine leaning? To be honest, it's unisex. Male or female can wear this. However, I will say this is a tad, just a tad, masculine leaning, not feminine, masculine leaning, okay? Nonetheless, ladies, don't be put off by it. It is unisex. And the reason I say it's a tad masculine leaning is just ouds, generally speaking, tend to be more masculine leaning, in my humble opinion. You could disagree with me on that, but I do think ouds are more masculine leaning in that way. Now, would I recommend Oud Yusuf? 100% yes. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm going to pull the trigger on a bottle before I upload this, just because they're running low on the Pure Perfume edition, just because I like perfume more than swipables. Otherwise, I would have went for the Pure Oud, like the one I've just shared with you guys experience-wise. But definitely gonna go for the Pure Perfume personally, just to back up the Musk Yusuf I have. It's a delicious, delectable oud without any animalic facets. It smells so good. It's very meditative. It's very zen with a touch of gourmandish there. Apricot jam all day. I love apricot jam myself. So if you're into apricots or apricot jam, this is your jam. See what I did there? Okay. So Oud Yusuf, get your nose on it. Get your wallet on it. You won't regret it. It's going to be one of the best ouds in your collection. And it's not that pricey either, be it in the Pure Perfume or the actual oud type itself, or oud vial itself. Okay, Now, I did mention earlier before I roll this out to a close that I went for the Musk Yusuf initially over Oud Yusuf. Well, first of all, when I bought Musk Yusuf, uh, Oud Yusuf wasn't around, okay? Neither the oil or the pure perfume. So I went for the Musk version. Secondly, the marketing on the Ensar Oud website did reference or hint to the fact that Musk Yusuf might be the perfume a notch above Oud Yusuf and might outdo it because of the introduction of Musk, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smell this with you guys off of the cap because it is pretty strong. And I'm gonna say this. I prefer the combination of the Musk and Oud versus the Oud standalone. And let me explain why. I find the touch of Tibetan musk in here brings a bit of that warm, chocolatey, truffly, musky touch to the antiseptic apricot jam of the oud. It really uplifts it. I'll tell you right now that the antiseptic note in the Musk Yusuf is much more pronounced versus the oud, just the Oud Yusuf on its own. And I think that's a function of the musk. Again, I'm not really a subject matter expert here. I'm just making an assumption. But I love this antiseptic quality. It's why I like wearing Musk Yusuf to the gym. And this has a very high content of Oud Yusuf in it. If you look at the juice, just how orangish it is and how dark, I'm not even sure if the camera will be able to capture that. But I'm already about 1/5 of the way into the bottle. And God, I just love the smell of that oud with the musk. So this is why I initially pulled the trigger on this. Just because the combination of the oud and musk for me is to die for. Tibetan musk brings this chocolate truffle spicy facet that really enhances that apricot jam honeydew resin note, and then it just takes the antiseptic facet and oomphs it. Like it just really charges it. It's just taking that antiseptic note and putting it on steroids, okay? Which I absolutely love. Now, Musk Yusuf isn't on sale right now, which is why I'm going to pull the trigger on the Oud Yusuf, but my God, this is just c'est très magnifique, as the French would say, okay? Now, do I have a preference for one over the other? I'm going to say, even though this is an Oud Yusuf video, I will say that my preference is for Musk Yusuf just because I like the combination of the musk and oud. However, I will emphasize this. The Oud Yusuf on its own is delectable, okay? It is so lip-smacking, drool-inducing, delicious, okay? That bitter medicinal mentholy note combined with apricot jam with thick, sugary, resinous quality and facet to it, you will not go wrong with it, okay? If you want to take that a notch up and put it on steroids, put Tibetan musk with it and you get Musk Yusuf. However, neither of them is bad. It's just a different experience. One is a natural profile. The other one is enhanced and put on steroids with the musk. So I love both of them. However, if I had to make a choice between which one, assuming both of them are available at the same time, which is not the case, but if both of them were available at the same time and I only had to make a choice between one versus the other, I would go for Musk Yusuf. However, if Musk Yusuf is not around and it's only Oud Yusuf that is around, just as is the case right now, pull your trigger on Oud Yusuf, be it the oil or the pure perfume. You won't regret it. It's such a gorgeous oud, and it's a happy oud. And this is not something that I can say about a lot of the ouds I've sampled from Ensar or other ouds, but it's such a happy oud, okay? So you guys won't go wrong with it. Make sure to get your nose and your wallet on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful oud. And with that said, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here for this upload. Again, as per usual, very much appreciate your time and attention. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.